Hello, Gemini. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello. Exactly, that's the intention, to encourage, elevate, and empower those on a personal and spiritual growth journey. If you happen to stumble upon this video and you're new here, first of all, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. It really helps us more than you know, even if it's just an emoji, a heart, or something like that. Also, to my base, I love to see, your icons, and I love to say hi to you when you're leaving a comment, obviously only when you feel so inclined, but it always is a nice thing to see you guys. Also, it really helps me tap and connect with your energies. We're going to have a look today into your current situation, the higher view over your situation, and what you can do to help yourself. Okay, I was getting a headache before I started the reading, so I'm wondering if some of you do actually have a headache. There's a lot of increased blue light going on right now. If you may be in touch, and this may be, I'm seeing it again here, you may be in touch, and I'm wearing blue as well. Funny, because I changed, because I wasn't comfortable in what I was wearing, and so I changed. Didn't even realize that I was wearing blue. So yeah, increase of blue light. These are tall blue light beings, if you're not familiar, or maybe you have a spirit guide like that. Okay, I met my first spirit guide not knowing that it was a spirit guide during a what is it called, like craniosacral therapy session when I was 15 or 16, and I just noticed him and I was like, oh my god. But I didn't know what that was at the time. Only later it occurred to me. So you may have had an experience like that. But there's definitely the message also to just tap yourself in and see who's there, like in terms of your guides. They pointed out the Angels and Ancestors deck to me and the Lightworkers deck. So, Lightworker, hello. And then you may be working with the Angels and Ancestors. Let's have a look into your situation here, Gemini. The smudging is really bugging me. I may have to turn it off because it keeps smoking. Yeah, I do. I have to pause it. Sorry. All right, we're back. That was too much. Let me see. This one, yes. This one, no. This one, yes. Not a fan of the Seven of Swords. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords here. And they're telling me to stop with the cards, like no more cards for now. So this is you. This is another. There's deceptive energy, Gemini, going on. I see you working, minding your own business over here, perfecting your craft or perfecting your healing arts, whatever it is that you're doing, that you're involved in here. And there's another one trying to get away with whatever they're trying to get away with. They're doing so quite knowingly. I never liked the Seven of Swords, because it's either you're deceiving yourself, which is kind of okay, because at least you're doing it to yourself, right? Until you become aware of it, and then you have the opportunity to stop. But in this case, I feel it's another, like, sneaky behavior is what I'm getting. Sneaking out, sneaking around, up to no good. Definitely a person, right? Yes. But the funny thing is, you're very intuitive, Gemini. I don't think it'll go past you, because you have your spirit guides around, and they're like, rah, rah, they're crows. And if you've ever walked through a forest, the crows and the birds are the ones that are warning the animals down below. If anyone is approaching, that should not be there. They're quite aware of their environment and who should be there and who should not. And so I have a strong feeling you already know this, despite you looking the other way here, that you would be warned in time of this person, of possible upcoming shenanigans further with this. No? Okay. Yeah. You would know. Just trust your intuition here. Sometimes we don't trust our intuition or get out of situations just because we want to be polite or we don't want to make a ruckus. forget all that. Forget all that. If it's time for you to get out of a situation, it is time to get out of a situation. When you're feeling it, don't let it warn you twice, I want to say, okay? Don't let your intuition come at your door and knocking twice. Usually it's not worth it. Like, your stomach will tell you, your gut will tell you, your intuition is absolutely on point always. If you've not learned yet to tap yourself fully into that, I highly recommend it. It's such an amazing warning system. It is. It's like, it's perfect. Perfect. All right, what else for Gemini? Funny. Crystallery just keeps coming out in the readings. It's just like, I want to work with you. Crystals, silica, rocks, they want to work with you. Funny. By the way, the blue light beings, because they're coming in again, they're Sirius. They're connected to Sirius and Orion, if I'm not mistaken. There's a huge influx when it comes to that light energy. Yeah. Let's see what we have for you, Gemini. What do we have for Gemini? Thank you. This one? No. Like, thanks, but that's not the one. Okay. What do we have for Gemini? Yeah, there's even a feather in the Eight of Pentacles, where it's just like, even when you think they're not there, your guides, they're very much there. And maybe you even have a blue light being that is around you at all times, or that is trying to communicate with you through feathers, through other things. This one, no. This one, yes. Okay. Become inimitable. You have the celestial quartz. So this is about authenticity, and we have yet another winged one right there. It's an owl, so you may have been seeing owls. Okay, let me see. Oh my god. As I was doing the design for your thumbnail, because I did that previous to doing your actual reading, with, you know, with your Gemini sign, it actually popped up. You may have lineages to Asia, with all their symbolism, right? And China keeps popping up in particular. That is probably very specific. That keeps popping up because that's what came up as I was trying to design your thumbnail. I let AI help a bit, and then it did something that surprised me. It made your sign into, you know, this Chinese kind of a house. It was really, really interesting, and that's what's popping into my mind. I didn't use it because I was like, that's not what I need, but anyways, so there could be a reference to China, ancient China, okay. So deep in the heart of the earth, my dear Gemini, celestial forms, layer by uneven layer. Perhaps in the distant past of her beginning, she was a regular quartz, but after centuries of responding to ever-present change in temperature, moisture, and even the shifting of tectonic plates, she has flowed and morphed into unexpected shapes and textures. If we allow it, this is what life does to each of us. It truly does. It brings back to mind, first of all, we are the architect of our lives. Before we come here, we're constructing what our life is supposed to be looking like. And then we allow the river of life to carve us into this shape. But this takes lifetimes to, you know, if you're comparing yourself to a rock, let's say, then it takes lifetimes to carve a certain pattern or shape into that rock. Maybe you've watched that reading and know what I'm talking about. That was really cool. I love that analogy. And that's what I feel this is here too, if you allow it to, because there are many lessons through joy, through pain, through exhilaration that really make our soul sing and make our soul grow. Because to the soul, it's like, whether it's pain, whether it's through a deceitful person or it's through a well-meaning person, it's all lessons. So it's like, oh cool, we can have a look at this, like from the higher vantage point. Obviously when we're down here, it can be like, oh my god, really, again, and going through these processes. But when we have a mix of the two, the higher view and the human view, then I feel this is a good thing, because it's much more easily to handle, much more easy to handle. Okay. Allow the world to teach you. This grandmother stone whispers, allow into your own inimitable, grow into your own inimitable self. Wisdom is a byproduct of your own becoming. It sure is. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's funny, like, as you, with each year that passes, like how much more wisdom there is to be accumulated, or not even accumulated, but to be gained, and, life lessons. It's really funny, really funny. Think about like who you were 5 years ago, Gemini, and how much you've grown since then. That seems to be significant here as well. So it's interesting. Past life regression indeed comes up here to learn a little bit more about where you came from. There may be indeed, ancient China be coming up, because it seems to be significant. And we take from those past lifetimes, we take something back with us into this lifetime, either a deeper understanding, which comes about through feelings, by the way, not through something that you've read about necessarily, but through something that you experienced. Now, if you read about it too, that could be really good. But I feel like through the experience itself is how we understand and learn best. And sometimes the book knowledge is tying directly into what you have learned, what you are supposed to learn, what you have already learned, and then it's like a clicking point. And it's just like, oh, okay. But it is tied into the experience, I want to say here. Much like what they were saying earlier with the higher view and the human view. So the combination thereof, it's where it's at. That's where it seems to be at. What else? What else, please, for Gemini? And you're being watched over, okay? Even if you're turning like your back, it's almost like you've got eyes in the back of your head, but because of your guides, they're very much there. You're safe, you're taken care of. Everything's good on that front. I know it sometimes doesn't feel that way, but it really is. This one, yeah. You have creativity. We, your angelic messengers, are here to help unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart. Excuse me, as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion, Gemini. Let go of fear and apprehension and express the endless source of creativity you possess. Have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. All is valid. Yeah, for sure. I feel often through creativity, because you're creating something that has not previously been here. Like they were talking about in the recent readings as well. You're receiving something, literally, like a channeling, and you may not even be aware of it, or you may be. And then it runs through you, and you give it the creative expression. So there's no one that creates like you, which is incredible. There's no one that acts quite like you, Gemini. There's no one, etc., right? You're unique in your beingness, and it's meant to be that way. So step more into your authenticity and creativity, and connecting with your inner child may just help you here tremendously, okay? It's much like with handwriting, and we're coming back to China and to calligraphy. There is something there, people. Are you doing this? Are you doing some calligraphy action here? Are you doing like Chinese drawings, painting, something? There is something there for sure. Or maybe if you tried it, it'll come back to you really fast because you've done it before. That would be an indicator of past lives, I feel. And all is valid here, okay? All right, Gemini, we'll take it over to Patreon if you're interested to join for the rest of your reading. I'll pull more cards on this situation. I'm really curious if they want to give more information on this other person here, or if they'll just let you know what you need to do. Yeah, most likely. What you need to do in that situation, like what would be good spiritual advice for you at this time from Unconditional Love and Light. Yeah, so it's 11/11 a month. The link down below to Patreon is there down below. And it's good for the whole month, not just for this reading, but for every reading created and for anything that was already created. There's more than 400 readings over there. Pick a card that you'll unlock immediately with that with those 1111. There's also a $2 tier that is to support this channel, to support my work. I also highly appreciate this. Or you can donate down below. There's a buy me a coffee or something, and then there's the PayPal, which would probably be the better choice, but it's up to you. Yeah, if you feel so inclined. All right. Yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I hope this was helpful and insightful to you, my sweethearts. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time or over on Patreon. Much love, light, and shadow. Bye.